A couple weeks ago, my girlfriend and I went on a snowboarding trip to Mammoth. Last time I was in Mammoth, probably was around 5 years old or so. And so this was essentially my first time going up there. Maybe you could say second, but I really don't remember it. But more importantly, it was my first time driving Highway 395. Some people will claim that this is the most scenic drive in California. Is that true? I'd kind of argue it is. I had an amazing trip. My girlfriend would say the same. I did bring my Canon F-1 with me and a new roll of Kodacolor 100. First time shooting this film stock. I'll go over kind of my thoughts and my experience shooting it because I have a few opinions. But I also filmed kind of like a vlog style travel video thing. So we started this trip on a Saturday. We woke up very early to get there by dinner time. Our plan was to go snowboarding on Sunday, the next day, so we could take a longer trip up the 395, pull off, hit a few spots that we had planned, because we knew the drive was going to be good, we just didn't know how good. The drive from LA basically starts in the desert, and you slowly ascend into the mountains. Very early on, I was shocked at how beautiful this drive was going to be. I was really surprised by the red rocks right outside of Palmdale. You know, not too many people think of the desert as being beautiful, but this area, kind of outside of the Mojave, had these really cool red rock mountains and canyons. Multiple places along this drive felt like we were in a Star Wars movie. Like, the scenery was just so unique. It felt like we were on a whole different planet, and this red rock campground was no different. So this is where we first took out our cameras. Can I just say, loading film on camera is extremely nerve-wracking. I was just in my head the whole time about it, and you're off to the side. Normally you're squared up, you're off to the side trying to show the camera. It was just, for some reason, it was more difficult than it had to be, and thankfully it went fine, but man, I'm gonna expose this whole roll right now. This could go bad. Thankfully it didn't. I paired the Canon F-1 with the Canon FD 28mm 2.8 because I knew I was going to be taking pictures of mountain ranges. Kind of thought it was too wide initially. I was struggling trying to figure out what the image focal point was. Not necessarily focus, but how I could frame the image and guide your eyes. I even reshot this first photo because later on I saw a stream and figured that'd be a better leading line at the end of the day. Oh, that's a way better shot. I couldn't really figure it out, but I still got some cool stuff. Hey babes, I'm doing this in rainbows. Grace, time and time again, tells me that I don't do a good job directing her and posing her for photos. And that's 100% true. I'm terrible. Something about when it comes to directing her, it all goes out the window. I'm really bad at it. So here I am trying to get her to do something with her hair. Wait, can I get a photo of you? I want to do a photo of you. And you're tossing your hair and looking up. Profile, and it's gonna be out of focus, and look up, like bask in the sun. The photo turned out, but it's a work in progress. So instead of trying to pose Grace all day, I just tried to get some more candid things of her walking away, which turned out really good. I like those photos a lot. At one point, we came across this lake and it was like 2 p.m. There was just this glassy mirror finish, which would be absurd at that time. You would think the wind would just mess that up. I forced a pull over. We went down this random access road.
Sam just decided to pull off. And there's a lot of rocks. Let's take it slow. We don't want to pop no tires.
Where?
You know how to change a tire?
No.
We could figure it out. This is my YouTube video now. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Mirror Lake didn't really come through on camera. But you turn 180 degrees around and there's just this snow-covered mountain 4 miles away from you. Like, it's just right in your face. It was too cool not to take a photo. So I wouldn't say it was a wasted moment at all. I think it was still a really cool moment and got some cool photos. Another good Grace photo. Our next stop was Lone Pine. Lone Pine is the home of Alabama Hills. If you've never heard of Alabama Hills, once again, it's just this unworldly geography with these really kind of cool rounded rocks. Pretty sure it's granite, I'm no geologist, but beyond these really unique rock structures is this backdrop of the Eastern Sierras. One of those peaks is Mount Whitney. I could not tell which one. Grace right here wanted to do a little running moment.
Are you not down to walk?
No, I can't.
No, not
The culprit. I don't know how to gimbal you.
This is not very fast.
Grace and I, mostly Grace, loves to climb onto rocks. We went to Joshua Tree. It was the same deal. She loves to just scale a giant rock. Grace also had this like walking bit for the YouTube. Joke's on her, I actually used the footage. But yeah, that was kind of it for the first day. We were racing up to Mammoth to get our rentals before the next day. So yeah, we got some dinner and called it a night, met up with her siblings who we were snowboarding with the next day. However, trip not done. The next morning, we're waking up crazy early and the sun is just starting to rise over the horizon. And so I got this cool shot of our hotel sign. If you've done the drive, you know there's dozens of these hotels and each one is a very photographical sign. And the morning wasn't over with that. As we're making our way up, we're seeing the mountains and the sun hits it at just the right angle where it paints the mountain range pink. And so again, pull over, had to get a quick shot. Does the photo do it justice? I don't think so, but man, it was worth it just to stop and stare. It was so cool. But yeah, that day we went snowboarding. Of course, I didn't take any photos or videos, because why would I? Not like I'm a photography channel or anything like that. But Grace did get a video of me putting on the chains. And then I did take the obligatory selfie with all of our gear on. So yeah, that was our trip. It was amazing. Grace and I would both agree, one of the best road trips we've ever done. So much so, we did it again. 2 weeks later, we did the same exact trip to go snowboarding. We did a Saturday, went boarding on the Sunday. I didn't finish the rolls, so I kept shooting. Now, the first time we did this trip, we knew of a couple stops we wanted to hit, but this second time, we watched Sidetrack Adventures video on the 395, and he does a great job going over the history of the route, and he also puts a lot of emphasis on key stops along the way. And so this time we had a real rigid plan. We knew where we were going, we knew what we wanted to hit. First big stop on this trip was Schatz Bakery in Bishop. From what I've heard, they've been around forever. They have this really good shepherd's bread. We got some sandwiches. We bought a loaf of bread. Really cool stop, to say the least. Didn't really take photos, but it was cool enough that it had to make a cameo in this video, and it was definitely worth the stop. What we were really gunning for was Convict Lake. Right outside of Mammoth is just this cool little lake where the mountains go straight into the water. It was beautiful. We got there a little later than we would like. The light wasn't amazing, but it was stunning nonetheless. I was freezing, my hands were so cold. This video of me taking a photo of Grace, it's not me doing the performative photographer bend. I was freezing. But yeah, was able to take a few good photos here. It was fun. Stop number 2 were these hot springs. To be fair, and it's on me, I did not necessarily know where the hot springs were. Just going off my memory of Sidetrack Adventures video, the spot we ended up was closed due to snow. We weren't dressed appropriately, so we were kind of just in this meadow of snow. And so still very cool. One of my favorite photos of the trip. I didn't really expect much of this photo when I took it, but it looks straight out of a Charlie Brown Christmas or something like that. Then I got some more photos of Grace. If you've seen Severance, these photos feel very Gemma-like. If you know, you know. I won't say too much more. I don't want to spoil such a good TV show. But these photos were telling a story. Put it that way. And yeah, we did the whole thing over again. We did the snowboarding. Of course, again, no photos. Why? Why would I do that? But maybe a highlight. Probably, well, I won't say it's the highlight, but a highlight of the trip and a really high point. On the way down, you drive into the valley and you leave the mountains, and the scenery, gorgeous. It felt like something out of Lord of the Rings. I thought Gandalf was gonna summon over and, you know, save our battle with the dwarf army, or I forget what army he brings, but you know the scene. It also felt kind of like Brother Bear, Alaska-esque. It was just breathtaking, and the sky was doing something cool with the clouds. Unbelievable. Such a cool moment. We were tired from snowboarding. We almost didn't pull over it, but it was so worth it. I still had a few shots left, so we pulled over in Lone Pine and took a few photos of their neon signs, really testing this 100 speed film. They came out all right. There was this cool hardware store, the motel. Yeah, it was nice to look at. A pretty good stop. And then we chugged along all the way back to LA. Grace and I took a selfie on the film camera, and it was really sweet. So yeah, that was our 2 trips down the 395 and up the 395. Stunning. 10 out of 10, no notes. It was beautiful. You should do that too. Shooting Kodacolor 100. The jury's still out. I don't know. I don't shoot a lot of 100 speed film. I think I've shot the Scenic still 50D, but apart from that, 200 is like kind of where I like to be. I love gold. I love color plus. I have a roll Kodacolor 200. Excited to see what that's like. In my next video, I'll get into my process in editing film photos because it's kind of unique. The way I do it, you can't really say how the film is biased. But yeah, I guess I would say it's a little more undersaturated than other film stocks. I think I prefer just a little more vibrancy. I also didn't find it to be very sharp. I'm using an Epson V600 to scan, and I know that's not the best resolution out there. It just didn't have that definition or that contrast I was looking for. So yeah, I'm kind of mixed. It was fun. Obviously 100 speed film has its place. You know, it's needed as a tool in your arsenal, but I think I would reach for some roll of 200 before I go back to 100. Obviously I'll shoot Kodacolor 100 more, and I'm still learning the film, but these initial thoughts, I don't know. Have you shot Kodacolor 100? I'm curious. It's brand new. It's only, what, a month or two months old? If you've shot it, let me know what you think. Maybe that's your style. Obviously, you saw the photos I took and how I edited them. What do you think? Is it a skill issue? Did you get similar results? I'm curious what the collective has to say about Kodacolor 100. Also, if you've driven the 395, comment some of your favorite stops. Did I hit them? Or are there places I've yet to go that I need to see? There's a lot of history on that drive, so if you have some wrecks, I would love to hear them. But yeah, like I said, next week's video, I'm going to talk about how I scan and edit film photos. So definitely subscribe so you know when that video is coming out. Yeah, that was my trip down the 395. It was kind of goated, I won't lie. If you like this video, like it, share it, subscribe. I'll see you next week.